Guess who's looking for the government to help them control spirituality within this nation? It's millions of evangelicals and plenty of pastors and Christian leaders that are out there that are relying on the government to help them with spiritual matters. And unfortunately, you have millions of them and plenty of these leaders and pastors that go to events and sponsor events like this.
Stalinist, communists, with a huge helping of Nazi fascists thrown in, plus wanting a caliphate. To replace every Christian democracy on earth now occupied. Do you know that?
So, brother, you and all the other people, these are torturous conversations we're having. Don't torture yourself. Don't torture yourself. Get your passport, get the hell out of the country, because, hey, we're coming. And guess what, bro? You ain't going to like it one bit. Your crimes and your treason, Comey, all of you. Go ahead. Go to the ends of the earth. We will hunt you down and bring you back. Drive the vermin out of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Biden, you and your crime family are nothing but trash. For Joe Biden and Dr. Joe Biden and Hunter Biden, all in the Biden, they're a bunch of feral dogs, right? It's a family of feral dogs. We're going to have to fumigate the lies of Joe Biden, the treason of Joe Biden, and how enfeebled he is. After that, it's not the tapes. We're coming after Lisa Monaco, Merrick Garland, the senior members of DOJ that have prosecuted President Trump, Jack Smith. That's where you come in. You're the vanguard of this revolution. We're going to do what the Romans did to Carthage. We're going to salt the earth around it so there'll never be another building there again. We're going to rebuild something else. There'll be something that comes up and is rebuilt along the lines that's appropriate. We've got to go back to the beginning. We've got to go back to Russiagate. We got to go back to who did that. We got to go back to Mueller's commission. We got to go back to Andrew Weissman and MSNBC and the New York Times and all of it. Right? Every FBI agent, all the CIA, DHS, Chris Wray, all of them. It's going to be a new day. And MAGA will run things. They're going to know that MAGA is not only ascendant, MAGA is in charge. It's very simple. Victory or death.
Some of you have seen that. That's Roseanne Barr at one of these turning point events. And then that was Steve Bannon at one of these events. We're talking crazy. And who's the head of this junk? Charlie Kirk, a guy that back in 2018 that talked about separation of church and state, and he didn't change this tune to grifting on a whole nother level. And I want you to sit back, get your popcorn, get you a soda real quick, pause this video, because I'm going to show you all of the speakers that are getting ready to be coming up here in the next 10 days or so, less than 2 weeks, speaking or so on a platform. So here we go. Look at this picture. So there you have Glenn Beck, Tucker Carlson. You know, we're not going to even go there with some of these people. You know what they're about. Look at that. Look at these people. Kimberly Guilfoyle, of course, Don, the Trumps are a part of this organization as well. You got Ben Carson. You've got, and what's really disgusting is this one, Antonio Brown. What has he got to tell somebody? Because what is the problem is remember I was telling you that we're going to talk about people associating with the company you keep. This is the point of this message, is the company you keep. Because if you call yourself a pastor, call yourself a Christian leader, or you call yourself a Christian, what are you hanging out at events like this and speaking at events like this with Tucker Carlson's and Glenn Beck's and Antonio Brown? Antonio Brown, this guy's got 7 kids, just had a kid. 7 kids, multiple relationships, domestic violence types of stuff, turned his back on his team, try to throw Tom Brady under the bus and try to cause something between him and his wife, even more of a rift. I mean, this guy jailed for multiple times for not back child support, and he's on this platform. You've got to be kidding me. To tell you what about, because they're talking about saving America. As you see here, saving America still some kind of way. See, because they're looking to the government to contrive this Charlie Kirk and anybody else that's professing to be a Christian is looking to the government to fix spiritual matters. Something that, first off, it should be in your household. If you're a parent and things like that, you should be training up your kid in the way that they should go, as scripture tells us. And if you're the father or if you're a single mother or whatever, you should be teaching your kid about spiritual matters and things and teaching them under the scriptures and things and stuff. And as they grow, and then hopefully they will continue on with that. It's not the government's job to teach spiritual matters and 10 commandments and all of these other things that they're teaching a prayer, the government to teach that. That's for your household. And then if you're going to church and all of that, that's for the pastors and the leaders, the Sunday school teacher, Bible study. That's what all of that's for. That's why it's separation of church and state. So what is Antonio Brown going to sit there and tell somebody with his dysfunctional self and stuff? And then we go on. Danica Patrick. I don't know. I didn't know that Danica was part of this stuff. This is new. She's a new one on there. Danica, Sage Steele, the sports writer. I mean, you got all of these people. As you look here, some of them are pastors, leaders, and why would you associate yourself? Mike Huckabee has been there on this platform in the past. Some of these matter of fact, here's some pictures of those that's been on there in the past. And then, and as you saw in that clip, Roseanne Barr was there. Roseanne Barr, like, are you kidding me? If I was invited, I don't care how much money they pay me. If they invited me to come speak at something like that, I'm going to laugh in their face. But it just shows you, as we talk about the character of many of these people, you are getting to see people for who they really are. We keep pounding that. This is exposed. 2024 has exposed people for who they truly are inside of here, their hearts. Because why would any God-fearing Christian go stand on a platform, or pastor for sure, and stand with people, Roseanne Barrs and these crazies out here that are worshiping America and have elevated America and idolizing America, and many of them, especially as you see with Steve Bannon, with that hate and all of that crap, which he needs to be back in jail anyway because he's continuing to stir up trouble. And why would you go and stand and be on a platform with somebody like that and say, I'm a Christian? You see what I'm talking about? This is why people's testimonies are damaged. This is why the church testimony is damaged. This is why people want nothing to do with the church, because they see people like this. They see that people that are professing to be lovers of the Lord, and then they go and running to showing, of not avoiding, appearance of evil. They're running to evil. They're running to all of it. And then they're trying to make as you see here, this brainwash or whatever. And if anything's brainwash, look at what they're charging. Did you see that? So I guess Antonio Brown, as you see the figures here, the monies that they'll be bringing, I guess he's get a little bit of money, maybe catch up on his child support or something like that. And whatever, and then they're all getting something, that little bit in their pocket. Candace Owens ain't even allowed to been banned from going to other countries because she's lying about the Holocaust and all of this other types of things. This is crazy. And this is what we have, why we have the dysfunction within the evangelical community. It's in total turmoil. And these people think that they're doing a good deed. They think that they're standing for God and standing for righteousness and standing for that. And and the devil is laughing all the way to the bank, because the result is that people are thinking that there's some type of, I guess you think there's some type of saving power in the law, there's saving power in this earth of some sort. I don't know what it is, saving power in another human. As we know, as they've elevated humans and making idols out of humans and politicians and all of that. I guess that's what they believe. But there's only one person that has the saving, does the saving. And we know who he is. He's the only one that was sinless. He's the one that died on the cross. And as we are in this December month, as we celebrate the birth of that set on course for us to get ourselves on track. And what is sad is that after all he's done, many of these people know better, unfortunately. Many of them know better. They know that they know what they're doing, some of these people, but they don't care, because it's all about greed for some of them. It's about greed. It's about power for some of them and all of that. And they don't care. Give them a platform, they're going to take it. And unfortunately, as we talked about too, there's plenty of YouTubers that we've talked about and exposed. If they were invited, I believe they'll be right there with them. Marcus Rogers, if he was invited to that, you think he would turn that down? Oh, he'll get up there and get to screaming like he always does. Troy Black would be right up there with them. There's plenty of others. Some of the ones that we talked about that you thought like, oh no, that they were fine, but then you got to see where they are. And I wouldn't be shocked to see them on that type of platform. So we'll continue to expose these people. We'll continue to talk about it. Don't let them grift and dupe you, because these are nothing but Charlie Kirk is nothing but a snake oil salesman at the head, at the top, and with John Jr.'s and all of them, they're all scamming people. And they're out here, people are falling for this nonsense. And people are spiritually dying, because you're not getting truly spiritually fed going to some hate rally by these folks that are talking crazy. There's no spiritual food in that. So don't fool yourself. So we'll continue to call it out on this channel, as we always do, and talk about issues the church run away from. Take the devil head on, punch it right in between the chops. Evangelism for God is the channel. My name is Maurice Braxton. Until the next video, my friends, take care. God bless.